Yo, what's up, dogs? I am back once again, and this time we have a movie review for Love Hurts. And honestly, I enjoyed this movie. It is a very solid action film. And if you like martial arts movies and like anything with any hand to hand combat in it, you will enjoy this movie just based off of the actual action sequences in this movie. And honestly, I was kind of skeptical on Ki Hui Kwan and his martial arts abilities. Like, yes, I loved what he did in um, everything everywhere all at once, but I was kind of just like, well, what else can this guy do? And here we go, he's given us Love Hurts, and I was like, okay, you know what, you have my attention. Now let me see you do it again. Like, I'm down for another movie by this guy just to see more cool martial arts action movies from him. I would like to see more of that. So this story is a very straightforward story. Okay, it takes place on Valentine's Day, and Marv Gable is a realtor, and he has a hidden past, right? He's running from his past, and a certain woman comes back into his life, Ariana DeBose, who plays Rose, and she upturns his new life as a realtor and upturns it and exposes him back to his old life, which was a criminal boss of sorts from his older brother, Alan Gable, who's played by Daniel Wu, and his brother is AKA Knuckles, who is like a giant crime lord, and Marv was always his right hand man. He did the dirty work, he killed the people, he moved the money, and all that stuff. And so there was a task that he had to do, which was to kill Rose, and that would allow Marv to be free from his brother. And so the task was undertaken, and Marv was able to be free and go about his merry old way. However, the past has come back, and now everybody wants Rose because she's not dead, and Marv has to come and protect her. And trials and tribulations. Everyone's after Marv and the money that has gone missing as well. Simple story. And in that simple story, we get a lot of good action combat scenes. And that's how the pacing of this movie is. A little bit of story, a little bit of action, a little bit of story, a little bit of action. And it carries along pretty well. I have to say, that maybe it was a little slow at times where you're just like, okay, let's get going, let's increase the pace here. But I was still engaged enough to be like, give me the next action sequence, please. I'm ready for it. And the comedy that trickles out throughout the movie is decent. I wouldn't say it's like slap my knee hilarity, you know what I'm saying? But the two guys that really bring the action comedy together are Andre Erickson, who plays Otis, and then Marshawn Lynch, which I was so surprised. I was like, what the hell is this guy doing in this movie? And he plays King. And I was sitting there watching they have a really good combat scene in I didn't even realize it was Marshawn Lynch. I saw the trailer for this, and I didn't even put two and two together because, like, I just didn't even think of it. I don't even know why I didn't even think Marshawn Lynch would become, join the movie universe and be an action star or like even a henchman of sorts, right? Like, never even thought of it. Totally forgot what he looked like because when you watch him play football, all I ever see is him and his helmet on, and that's back when I used to watch football. So it was like kind of just deleted from my mind. I was like, oh my god, like after the fact when I'm putting this all together, I'm like, that's Marshawn Lynch. I didn't even clue in. So he plays King, and those two guys bring the action comedy element to it, and all their action sequences are actually really well done. I quite enjoyed them. I really enjoyed the the kitchen scene at Marv's house. They have a really good 2-on-1 combat scene, and the my favorite part about that whole scene is like, one, it's goofy, and two, I just liked like the idea of like Marshawn Lynch. He like yells it out, and he's like, "Let's tag team," and then they do like tag team combination moves on Key, and it's awesome. And it was like, this is hilarious. And they do this silly thing with the fridge, which just made me laugh too. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot that Sean Austin's in this movie. I should have mentioned him in my notes here. He's in the movie too. I should. We'll get back to that. There's a heart. Okay, I'll just throw that in here right now because the rest of this movie, I just want to talk about combat. I don't actually care about this scene. However, it's in here. There's Sean Austin's in here with Kiwi, and it's really like I missed you, man. Like kind of like a Goonies kind of reunion, so to speak. And it was like the way the dialogue went between them was more like hey dog, I've missed you. I wish you were here this whole time, and I'm glad that you kept on pushing through, and you finally broke through the glass ceiling of Hollywood, and like you could really see there's a lot of emotion between those two characters and those two actors, really, and it comes through on the screen of that one key scene, and you're just kind of like, this is a very heartwarming scene, and it's so weird to see it in this movie because it's just like. It's like a special little moment between the Goonies, and I liked it. And I also was kind of like, this is weird, but whatever, whatever. It's in here, and there's a good. Actually, you know what? There's a follow up scene between Sean Austin and Alan Gable's character. I mean, Daniel Wu's character there, where they talk about brothers, and Sean Austin says that his Ki Hui is his brother, and yeah, Alan Gable's like, nah, you're not. And there's some cool stuff that goes on there too. It's pretty good. There's some good stuff in there. Now that I think about it, I'm like, yeah, okay, that was important. It was good, but the elements of the whole like Valentine's Day stuff, it's not that prominent in this movie, but it is in there because Marv always loved Rose and Rose loved Marv, but they weren't like really allowed to love each other in this criminal underworld. But now that they are fighting to get free of it once and for all, they might have a chance to actually love each other and be in a powerful relationship, which is a part of it. So there's a little romance slash Valentine's vibes in here and love and all that stuff too. But let's get back to the combat. There is really good combat sequences in this movie. Um, I would have to say that there's also really cool side characters in this movie, and it is pretty much Mustafa Shakir as the Raven. This character was super cool. I really enjoyed him, and honestly, it just gave me a sequel or a spin-off movie of him and his exploits as an adventurer, like as a criminal, and like just give me him because he's just such a cool character. And like the way that he revealed, like they did the classic like reveal of all the knives under his trench coat, which is so desperado. I love that. Like just show me that, and I'm like, this guy's already a badass, and he just fans out his cloak, and he has all these freaking daggers and throwables and stuff in there. I'm like, that's perfect. And they have like probably one of the best fight sequences in this movie. Oh, actually, let me point out Leo Tipton, who is Ashley, and she falls in love with the Raven, and they have a really great secondary kitchen sequence, which is kind of funny that most of the big fights are in kitchens, but that goes with the whole concept of being a house realtor. But they have a really good action sequence between Otis King, the Raven, Ashley, and Marv, and it's really cool. It's really well done, and it's actually kind of tension building too because Ashley can't fight, and as you're watching it, you're sitting there going, "Is she going to die?" Like it's a good tension built fight, and yeah, the Ravens out there to kill Marv, and they go, "We're going to be friends for this one time thing," because they're both going to die if they don't. So they fight together, and then they resume the fight against each other, and it's like this whole thing. There's a lot of love going on between the Raven and Ashley too. It's actually there's a good romantic sequence in there, so there is some romance in this movie. Now that I'm re-jogging my brain from watching it last night. Anyways, the movie ends with a climactic fight scene between the two brothers. It's in the trailer. I think the fight scene could have been a little bit longer, and I still enjoyed it, but I just wanted to see the two brothers just beat the crap out of each other even longer. And I actually liked when Alvin was kind of only fighting with one hand for a good chunk of it too, because he's the bigger and older brother, and I appreciated that where he was just like bang, 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 blocking everything and like fight with just one fist. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, that's cool, but I wish they kind of been like, hey, I'm holding it back, brother. Now I'm going to use both hands, and then like just like cock it in there and get ready. Like there's little details that I would have liked to have seen just from someone who's watched thousands of movies, right? But again, I enjoyed it. So the thing is, once we get to the end of this, you know what's going to happen, right? A happily ever after kind of ending, right? People die, people go to jail, blah, yada yada yada. But I almost wonder if there will be a sequel to this movie called Love Hurts 2. And I'm very curious if Marv will go and free or save his older brother, because his older brother's not dead. His older brother gets kidnapped and taken away by the Russian mob at the end after getting the crap beat out of him. And Marv looks at him like, this isn't what I want for you, brother. So I'm almost wondering if they'll do Love Hurts 2, where Marv goes to save his brother from the Russian mafia. And I think I would be totally down with that, especially if you bring back the Raven and like just go with it. Just let's get crazy with it, man. Do a sequel and go save your brother and just end it at that. That would be give me one and two. You don't need a third. And yeah, I'd be down. It maybe yeah, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. I don't care. Just do it. Give it to me. Love Hurts Part 2, 2027. I'm there, okay? Call me up if you need some ideas. Anyways, I do recommend that you go and see this movie, especially if you're an action fan. Um, Go see it on a cheap night, and I do think it would be a good date night movie too, especially if you got that significant other in your life that really loves action martial arts movies. There's enough fun romance and comedy and stuff in here as well that you'll enjoy, along with the action sequences that are in this movie. I think it is a perfect date night movie for Valentine's Day. Go see it. I recommend it. If not, stream it. Do what you need to do, cheap night as well. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm out of here. That's my review for Love Hurts. I hope you liked it. Drop a like button, hit a comment down below. Tell me what you think about this movie. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell because I'm always reviewing movies and movie trailers. I'm out of here. It's Saturday. I got to go to work today. If you're not working, I hope you're chilling. And if you are working, let's not work too hard. I'm out. Peace, everybody. Bye.